Check the mic, we're going live. Stories told, they rise and dive. Topics fresh with every spin. You won't guess what's coming in. Every week a new surprise. Minds awake, never lies. Conversations bold and free. Tune in now, just wait and see. This podcast is uncalled for. Catch us here, there's so much more. Laughs and tales you can't ignore. A journey that will leave you floored. In the night or in the day, just press play, we're on our way. Voices sharp, opinions bright.
Hi everybody, welcome to the podcast. I have another great guest with me today. Go and introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Mandy Alexis. I'm here to talk about overcoming a 16-year addiction to cocaine and things I discovered about being human and how to really go inwards to, live a more aligned and connected life with oneself.
All right, excellent. So first thing you're out there, are you by chance Canadian? Because I hear a bit of Canadian in here.
Yes, I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and so right now I'm living in Nicaragua.
Oh, Nicaragua. So we can add Nicaragua off our international list too. So I've had a couple of Canadian guests already, and so you are now the third.
Cool.
Yeah. And I'm here in the States, so Kansas City specifically, and all that. So yeah, let's start with the whole overcoming your addiction thing.
Yeah, so actually I started experimenting with like drugs when I was only 12. It was the first time I smoked weed. And then that progressed pretty quickly, by 13, 14, drinking, and then plus mushrooms, by 15, 16, doing ecstasy and acid while still drinking and stuff every weekend. And then when I turned 19, being in the bars, and I was working in the restaurant industry, I was presented with cocaine. And then I actually, I started it, always told myself, when I'm ready to stop, I'll be able to quit, no problem. And then I saw my outer world, was very functioning. I was in that 16 years, I was going to school still. I opened a business, volunteering, still attending all the family functions and everything. But my inner world was being destroyed. I noticed my brain not working the same and having very really dark moments, when I was alone. And then I started doing it by myself. It used to just be with the party, right?
Mhm.
And then when I was, I'd be home alone and not enjoying what was happening within, I would start doing it by myself. And it was kind of in those moments was my first, oh my goodness, I really have a problem here. So my journey, it took me a few years to actually quit. There was, I'd go a few months and then think I'd be okay and go out, have some drinks, and then trigger me again, and then kind of get right back in that cycle. And it wasn't until I was in a relationship with a man who had a child where that was kind of my biggest aha moment. Who do I want to be for this man and for this kid? If we're gonna, be serious and stuff. So that was my huge turning point for me. And it was a big challenge. I had to change a lot of things about my outer world and really focus on my inner world too,
Wow. Wow. So, yeah, that's pretty impressive stuff. Yeah. So as a result of your journey, what are some things that uh, you've done to help uh, get back on the right track, shall I say, uh, and anything practical that can come from your experience and What?
Yeah. So when I first I first was interested about what was happening in my brain and stuff. I actually started looking into like how the mind worked, like pre like during the addiction, like why do I want to do this? Like what's happening to my brain and all this kind of stuff. And so I started kind of just learning about how the brain worked, what cocaine was doing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then um, years later, I discovered Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he has like a course called Rewired, which really digs deep into why we are the way we are, like the patterns, like our
Mm-hmm.
subconscious mind, and he had a whole program around learning about subconscious mind and the mind, and then offering techniques like meditation and practices to be able to really be aware of your thoughts and your patterns and being able to change them. So I just freaking went super hard on this program, and I listened to it like over and over and over again to really cement these like new ideas and these new practices and this, to be able to change the way my brain was functioning around the addiction. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the first step. I also had to really, like I mentioned, like change my environment. So I had to not have a social life really for
Mm-hmm.
like a while. I did have, some friends that were on like a cleaner path. So just doing like very basic things like going for ice cream, going for walks, but
Mm-hmm.
like I couldn't go to concerts, I couldn't go to the bar, like even bowling. Like we used to go bowling and that would turn into like a big party. So I had to really like change um my social setting. I had to move out
Mm-hmm.
where I was living, find a new place to live because my roommate was still in the party scene. And yeah, it happened in stages. But I did go like full force and just wanted to make sure that I was living like a different life.
Cool. Cool. So yeah, it sounds like you're trying to live my life right now. Because I'm not much of a partier and everything. And uh, could this doctor that you mentioned help with, say, my own issues? My biggest issue right now is I've been single for 47 years and uh, with seemingly no end in sight, And so, it, yeah.
Yeah, so with Dr. Joe Dispenza, like he does talk about the subconscious mind, which I mean, it's pretty wild because so 95% of our reality is controlled by our subconscious mind, which, unless you're aware, like really
Mm-hmm.
start watching your patterns and stuff, we're not in control of our reality because it's coming from the subconscious spot. And that could include, like traumas,
Mm-hmm.
things we've learned like from childhood and beyond. Like from 0 to 7, our brain is a sponge. So we have no filter. So whatever we were exposed to during those years, that is now part of our belief system, part of how we think we're worthy,
Mm-hmm.
how we watched our mother treat our father and our father treat our mother. Now that's like instilled in us, like how those romantic relationships should be
Mm-hmm.
like involved. And so it's really about becoming aware of what are the patterns in your life, or you're looking back at your family, like your childhood, and revisiting some of the things that you witnessed like as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
My father was an alcoholic. He was very absent for a lot of our childhood. um, so I've been asked, was this a way to escape, like doing all these
Mm-hmm.
drugs? And at the time, I wouldn't say it was. I would be like, oh, we're experimenting. We're just having fun. Like we're just being normal teenagers. But knowing now what, like I know, I could say that subconsciously I was trying to escape, like, this alcoholic father who like was
Mm-hmm.
angry a lot or absent a lot. And I mean, the wild thing about that too is like we most of the parties happened at my dad's house as a teenager. Like once he had a place for us. So I don't know, like I um, was maybe trying to escape some of these pains and discomforts and confusion from my childhood. Like, you know, it's euphoric when you're smoking weed, you're laughing and you're having a good time. And then, you know, these other drugs are taking you on these different levels, right, of dopamine. And it could be like a great escape for someone who has these deep wounds that they haven't been able to recognize as a child, you know?
See, I see. So, so yeah, my parents divorced when I was 12, and that I don't know how big a influence that had. Um, and yeah, had my own issues, being on the spectrum and all that. And also back to my volunteering, uh, my situation. I didn't date in high school. I tried to, so
Mhm.
not have lack of trying, but um, all the girls I was approaching were either seeing someone and I didn't quite understand that, or just not interested. And the ones who were interested were I had no interest in. So does that make sense? And
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting journey being human, you know, like
hmm
we automatically we want, you know, love and companionship and you know, and it's you know, it's been forever that you know, like you find your person and you build a home. Like we're taught and we're taught that as well
hmm
as it's in us. You know, we all want to be loved. We all want to like have
hmm
someone to share. Well, I shouldn't say all, but a lot of people want someone to share their life with. So it's um very common to want that stuff now, and it doesn't always happen the way we think it should, you know?
hmm
And I mean that's just the way it is for some
Yeah.
reason, you know. And but yeah, for you, like if you know you're wanting to meet someone and you're
hmm
interested in that, like um, you know, there's different ways to approach that
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, unfortunately for me, Kansas City always ranks near the bottom for cities in the states for singles. So
Oh, there's like there's lots of couples there already. That's what you're
yeah,
saying, or
yeah, people couple early here. So that was a big observation of mine growing up is they couple like in high school and stuff, and they stay that way. And
well, you
uh,
know what? I bet you there's some single lady out there saying the exact same thing, thinking like, oh, everyone's already coupled up and maybe your paths just haven't crossed yet. And I know like sometimes it can be hard to believe that we can make change and that there's something out there, but
mhm,
but belief and knowing is a huge part of how we create our reality. And also getting out of your comfort zone, right? Like we have to do things to create a new reality, like you know, like
mhm.
have you tried like the dating sites and stuff already out
Yep,
there?
yep.
Yeah, do you guys have like those meet and greets like
Oh, I gotta tell you a story about one of those meet and greets that happened. So this was a couple of years ago. I do occasionally participate in a singles group here that's based on Facebook. They did a Taco Tuesday, and a bunch of people showed up and haven't talked. And I was there, and I was in there. No one was talking to me, and everything. Everyone was engaged in their own little discussions. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? That's that's what's going through my mind. So,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know, it's the journey. It can be hard. I'm still single,
hmm
and I mean I just recently got out of a like have a in a breakup, but I mean I believe he's out there, and I guess that's all I can do. In the meantime, I'm just enjoying my life as it is, and you know, one day at a time.
hmm
Um, I do a lot of work on my inner world, like doing like energy clearing and
hmm
stuff, and really trying to to trust and or I do trust and want to attract in what's meant for me and stuff. So I mean, there's lots of different ways to help us like get to a different space in life. Our mind is very powerful, and even like the energies we hold will determine to a degree like what we have in our aura, like
Hmm.
Mhm.
So, can you give me a list of some activities um, you would let's yeah, let's say someone would approach you about wanting to quit drugs or wanting to fix their messed up social status. Is there a list of things you would recommend for people to?
Yeah, like really, if just in the outer world when you're wanting to quit, like try to get out of drugs, like the desire really needs to be there. And I
Hmm.
understand that some people, they're and and not, they got to understand that it's a journey all its own. Like I mentioned, I relapsed a few times once I've had already decided that that's what I wanted. But really, like, really just changing things in their life, and it is going to be uncomfortable, it is going to be hard, but finding new people to hang out with, getting support where they need to, um like honestly meditation and like kind of like really concentrating on my thoughts and rewiring myself really really helped me. um Doing things like exercise and
Hmm.
being out in nature, like just things that are different than just going and sitting at the bar. And it's going to take discipline and it's going to take time. But I do believe that if somebody really does want to change um, their life, that that they can. Like like we are in charge of our existence, and I feel like we're limitless. We're a limitless being as long as we believe that, and it's not going to happen like this. Like it took me a few years to completely get out of that. And, then it brought up a whole bunch of other things, right? Like for
Right.
me, like, um, but yeah, I found tools, like breathing is really important, like intentional slow breathing,
Hmm.
doing like meditation, journaling, being around the right type of people. Yeah, there's, it's I also a big thing was discovering things that sober Mandy like to do, right? Like I tried a lot of new things, or like once I was like past it, or tried old things again to see if I still like doing them if there wasn't like a drink involved.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good deal. Uh, trying to, yeah, all my activities tend to be male dominated, and all that's the few. I have done a few things. I recall taking a meditation course where I was the only guy in the entire course, but all the other all the women in there were uh, older and married, so that sort of that sort of thing.
Yeah, you just got to keep putting yourself out there, I
Hmm.
guess, and getting into new groups. Like I volunteered a lot. I'm still volunteering now,
Good.
that gets you with like a lot of different types of people, and you get to like, be part of a good cause,
Hmm.
that really helped. I had a dog in Canada, and we did like therapy dog work. Like she was a certified therapy dog. So we would go into like hospitals and like old folks homes and schools, and the dog would
Hmm.
be there as support for different reasons and different people. That was something really helpful for me along my journey and stuff too. Like, um, yeah.
Yeah. Funny you mentioned volunteer work because I did volunteer work yesterday. Um,
Ah, where do you volunteer?
so I volunteer a few places around here, but yesterday specifically was we have a big anime convention happening this weekend, and I was there yesterday doing some video work for them. So
Oh, that's
So
nice. Oh,
unpaid video work. How cool is it? That's how I got into doing podcasting was through video, and then
mm.
got invited to do audio podcasts. Like, yeah, sure, why not? And having fun with
So
that as well.
how
So,
long have you been doing the podcast for? Is it
so
since
this
about
particular podcast I started in 2019. I've been doing it for a while, but podcasting I got back. That goes back to 2012 was when I was
oh
invited to do my first podcast. So
wow, that's awesome. So are you a guest on some podcasts too, or
I'm
do you
trying to be. I'm trying to be. Yeah.
okay.
So
And what is it that you want to talk about on your or when you are a guest?
when I'm get depends on uh depends on the subject. So I've been on been on one that has to be re-recorded. And I've had this particular podcaster on my podcast. We talked on his podcast about being a Star Trek fan and all that.
Oh,
And
fun.
yeah, and this particular uh, podcaster is also Canadian. He's one of the Canadians I talked about earlier. So I
Hmm.
think he's out of Thunder Bay, Ontario. So not too far from
Okay, yeah.
Winnipeg,
Not
right?
too far. Nope.
Yeah. I'm going to be on another podcast very soon. We're going to talk about the KCAs. So a little,
What's
my
that?
that's baseball. So
Oh,
the
okay.
so yeah. On one point, the team currently same between Oakland and Las Vegas. If you know baseball at all, the uh, the A's they were in Kansas City at one point. So I
Okay.
thought, but that'd be so actually he thought it'd be interesting to talk about as well. And a few others. I'm open to talking about all sorts of different subjects and everything. There's also another podcast I've been invited on. I gave the host a choice. Well, we'll do a consultation call first, but I told no, I could talk about being an ex-Mormon or being a nudist. So
You are a nudist, or you
yes,
are now.
I
Are
am.
you still?
Yeah, I went to a nudist event last night actually. So
Oh, and
yeah.
how is that as a lifestyle? Like, have you been doing that for a long time?
A long time, a long time. So,
Interesting. Very
hmm
interesting.
and I think that's part of being human too, is being comfortable being naked and all that. Would you agree? Or,
Oh, I mean, like for me, I only like to be naked with my lover.
hmm
But I know it's a very popular concept because like I mean we have a nude beach in Manitoba, like where I am from and
hmm
stuff. And I mean there's nude beaches everywhere in the world and nudist colonies and all this
hmm
kind of stuff. And so I mean, obviously we were born naked and for however many years there was no clothes. So
hmm
it is, you know, very
yeah,
you know, it's part of how everything began. But me personally, I don't know, I just not
and that's fine. And you know, it's not for everyone, but yeah, 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 yeah. So at my nudist club, there there is a lady that been showing up the last couple times. I'm pretty sure she's single. But we hit it off pretty good. And no, I really like this girl and everything, and I don't want to screw it up. So, uh,
well, just be yourself, you know, just be
yeah,
yourself. We're all perfectly imperfect,
yeah,
you know, and that's, you know, if someone is gonna love you, it needs to be for you.
hmm
You know what I mean? Like you can't, yeah.
yeah. And another thing about it's the first time I met her, she and I were talking about podcasts. I thought, well, you should listen to my podcast, and she has been listening to my podcast. So, yeah,
Good. Well, that's exciting.
yeah. So. So yeah, I don't want to screw it up, and if it happens, it happens. So
Well, I wonder if she's gonna listen to this one and she'll know that
she knows I'm. When I talked with her last night at the event, I told her, yeah, I'm doing a podcast interview, and uh, yeah, and yeah,
okay. So you planning on asking her out on a date or you just wanted to be like
uh, I kind of have asked her out a little bit, so we're like, yeah, I've got each other's contact info. Let's just do something uh casual, like go to a board game cafe and stuff. She had mentioned she wants to learn how to play chess,
Ah, okay. Cool.
which I do teach chess as well professionally, and she also talked about wanting to spend this summer going to various nudist places around our area and doing hiking and stuff. I thought, yeah, if you want 1+1, and she's
Well,
open
there you
to it.
go. That's how it starts. I mean, it's great to build like a nice foundation, right? Like
Hmm.
start doing things, become like close and become friends and and that's how it begins.
Yeah, good deal, good deal. And I did bring up board games. That's been a great thing for me too. Is getting into the board gaming hobby. That's how I got the chess job back in 2017. So,
Mhm.
so I've been doing that for a while too. And as soon as I log off here, that's where I'm heading is to that job.
Cool.
And
So do you teach like all ages or you teach just
ye-
children?
so our primary business model is we do after school programs, but we also do a chess school where parents can bring their kids up for an hour and they just focus on chess. And then I also run casual play and rated tournaments. So
Oh, wow, cool.
yeah, and then the tournaments tend are more adult tournaments. So yeah.
Very cool.
Hmm. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, right off the bat, lots to talk about. As for the ex-Mormon thing, we do have a ex-Mormon community up here too. They get together once a month usually, like first Sunday of every month. There's a reason for that. In Mormonism, the first Sunday of every month, they call it fast and testimony. You're expected to fast before going to church that Sunday. Any money you have spent on food goes to the church as a donation, which is ridiculous because that church is already worth billions of dollars, but
Mm.
through business holdings and everything. And then they get up and they call it bare testimony. Like I believe the church is true. I believe Joseph Smith was a prophet, and hearing little kids go up and say, "I know this church is true," and yeah, and uh, and because Mormons are not allowed to drink coffee, us ex-Mormons we get together, yeah, on Fast and Testimony Day and just get together, drink coffee,
And eat.
yeah, and just talk about things going on in our lives, including our time in the church and everything. And of course, Kansas City is central to LDS teachings. You know, they believe the Garden of Eden was in Independence, uh, and they have various properties throughout western Missouri here, and that's so that's interesting too. So,
Very cool. Looks like you have like a nice, well-rounded community around you, and you get to
mhm.
do a lot of things that you love. So that's really
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go and wrap it up here in a little bit. Do you have any closing thoughts for us?
Uh, sure. I mean, if anyone is interested in finding out more about the journey inwards, they can find me on social media, like at Mandy Alexis Motivation on Instagram, or just Mandy Alexis on Facebook. I
Mhm.
have some courses around, gaining awareness and tools to live a more regulated, connected, and centered way of being. So yeah.
Cool, cool. And yeah, feel free to message me that information on that doctor you mentioned too. So,
Sure.
yeah.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, Manny, for coming on, and thank you for listening. And we will talk again very soon.
All right. Bye.
This podcast is Uncalled For. It is hosted, produced, and edited by myself, Mike Chernevsky. Our opening music is the This Podcast is Uncalled For theme, which is created at suno.com, suno.com. And our outro music for this episode is That Zen Moment by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license.
Please support the podcast and purchase our exclusive Uncalled For merchandise. T-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and so much more. Go to www.cafepress.com/uncalledforpod. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time.